Can you solve the two variable equations in 5 seconds? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did you get it? Here's how I did it. Negative 16 divided by negative 15 is 4. 20 minus 12 divided by 4 is 2. Confused? Well, then stay tuned for the rest of the video to find out how you can solve two variable equations very quickly. Now we're going to learn a technique I like to call the diagonal product method. So here's how it works. You start with the center number over here, and you take the product of it with the number across, diagonally across, like that. So this is 3 times 20. And then you subtract the product of these two numbers. So you subtract 4 times 30. And then you divide it by, and now we take the product of these two numbers. So 3 times 3. And then you subtract the product of these two numbers. This gives us 60 minus 120 over 9 minus 24, which is equal to negative 60 divided by negative 15, which equals 4. So x equals 4. This expression right here is the value of x. And then what we do is we essentially substitute it back into the first equation. And this is really easy. So we have this part is going to be 12, and plus 4y is equal to 20. So the way to do this quickly, again, is to take this number, as we do 20, minus the coefficient of this quantity, 3x. So minus 3 times 4, because x is 4, minus 12, divided by the coefficient of y. So divided by 4, which is 8 divided by 4, which is 2. So this means that y equal to 2. So this is much, much faster because you don't have to write all those steps out. All you have to do is take the product of some numbers and then we divide it. And something that you have to be careful about in this method is that you have to have something times x plus something times y equal to 20. And in the second equation, it also has to be of that form. Something times x plus something times y equal to something, some number. So this method is much, much faster, as you can clearly see. Now let's try another practice problem. So we're given two equations right here. So let's apply the same diagonal product method again. So we do 2 times 18. 2 times 18 minus 20 times 5. So minus 5 times 20 divided by, and then we take the diagonal products on the other side. So 2 times 2. 2 times 2 minus 4 times 5. So minus value of 4 times 5. And a good way to remember this is actually we start at the center, and the one that starts at the center is the positive value, and the one that's not starting at the center is the negative value. So there are 2 times 18. The 2 times 18 is the one that's positive, and the 5 times 20 is the negative, the product of these two numbers, 5 times 20. That's a good way to remember it. So now let's get back and evaluate this expression. This is equal to 36 minus 100 divided by 4 minus 20 is equal to negative 64 over negative 16, which is just equal to 4. So again, we have x equal to this value, 4. And then we substitute it back by doing the same process. So we do this number, 18, minus 2 times whatever the coefficient of x is, minus 2 times the value we got, or x, so minus 2 times 4, divided by the coefficient of y, which is 5. And this gives 10 divided by 5, or 2. So y equals to 2. Now let's use the same technique on a problem that involves negatives. So again, we take the product of the middle number and the number diagonally across. So 2 times Remember, it's a negative, but we have to include the negative sign. So it's still going to be 2 times negative 4. Minus 16 times negative 5. So minus 16 times negative 5. And don't forget to include the negative, because the negative is still part of the coefficient of y. And then after that, we divide it by the diagonal product from the other side. So the product of 2 and negative 2. So 2 times negative 2, remember including the negative sign there, minus negative 4 times negative 5. Negative 5. And this is just equal to 2 times negative 4 is negative 8 minus 16 times negative 5. And 16 times negative 5 is just negative 80. Divided by 2 times negative 2 is negative 4 minus negative 20 or just 20. Since negative 4 times negative 5, their negatives will cancel and just give 20. And this is just negative 8 plus 80, because negatives to 2 negatives cancel out, divided by negative 24, which is just equal to 80 minus 8, or 72, divided by negative 24, which is equal to negative 3. So x equal to negative 3. And then we do the same sequence of moves to get the value of y. We essentially substitute it back. So we do negative 4 minus the coefficient for x, so negative 2, times whatever quantity we got for x, so negative 3, divided by the coefficient of y. The coefficient of y is just negative 5. And remember, include the negatives. Don't forget the negatives. And negative 4 minus, well, negative 2 times negative 3 is just 2 times 3, which is 6, over negative 5, which is equal to negative 10 over negative 5, or 2. So y equal to 2. Now that you know how to solve 2 variable equations very quickly, I will demonstrate how you can do them in less than 5 seconds. Negative 5 times 7 equals negative 35. Negative 35 minus 4 is negative 39. Negative 3 times negative 5 equals 15. 15 minus 2 is 13. Negative 39 divided by 13 is negative 3. 7 plus 3 times negative 3 equals negative 2. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. And share this video with anyone you know who still solves 2 variable equations with substitution or elimination. Next time you see a 2 variable equation, before you resort to the old standard methods of substitution and elimination, think of Sohil's diagonal product method.